Alright, so this is a game... get that off my screen. So this is a game called Nowhere Profit. And it's actually been sitting in my games library for a while, so it looks really cool. It's a roguelike, kind of like a card game, deck builder, but the theme is really cool. It's like you're a traveling caravan in some desert type sci-fi world, and it's based on Hindu culture and mythology a little bit, so there's like food and hope mechanics. Followers will desert you if you run out of food or hope, so it's important to keep those up. And you gotta share luxury items with your followers. To heal, you have to find campsites and places to rest. You don't heal automatically. Each camp has only a limited opportunity to heal, and you have to decide whether to heal yourself or your followers. Crossroads, camps. Crossroads are basic nodes. Here anything can happen. Rewards, food or trade goods, so it's just positive. Fortifications, that's definitely going to be a tough fight. Markets, so you can sell your valuables or buy new resources and equipment. Healing, there's teachers. Gurus and saints can teach you about your technopathic abilities. Reach a teacher to learn a new card for your profit. Recruiting, these places are great sources to find new followers. You can recruit people here. There's unexplored, so they're mystery. You can discover secrets there, I guess. Milestones are important places on the journey, and they're good places to rest and restock before undertaking the next leg. Quests are rare and always triggered by events in the game. They mark the next step in a special mission. There's events. Mindsets. I've only played this game very briefly along, like when I first bought it, so this is kind of a refresher for me. Mindsets shows how giving and open your convoy is, also how spiritual and religious they are, also how much they're driven by curiosity and their desire to understand, so altruist, believer, or scholar. So that allows you to, if you have one of those, it allows you to select certain events. I kind of get the gist of the card game. You can spend batteries to level up, you can equip equipment, tools, gear, dismantling. Followers, you're basically building a deck of warriors. You're basically building a caravan, an army. So that's important. You start each fight with 3 convoy cards, 2 leader cards, and 3 energy cells. Energy cells are like your mana or your ability to play cards. If you withdraw a card when the relevant deck is empty, you lose 2 health. If you withdraw a card while your hand is full, then nothing happens. So you don't want to have too few cards. There's strength and life. Strength is damage. Life is how much damage they can take before dying. So if a unit is not behind another unit or obstacle, and no unobstructed access to the center of the battlefield, and is considered to be on the front line. Non-frontline units can only attack the obstacle directly obstructing them. There are followers, there are constructs, which are non-living creations, like robots, I guess, obstacles, keywords, fury. The effects of this card are triggered when the unit's played on the battlefield. In sight, the effects are triggered when its owner plays a leader card. Revenge, the effects are triggered when the unit's destroyed. Okay. A unit affected by blackout loses all keywords, card text, and status effects. Fight, you could make them fight. Locate, it's like finding cards in your deck. Pull, moving units to the front line. Push, moving units to the back. Stunning is pretty self-explanatory. There's all kinds of this stuff that I think I'm just gonna learn as I go on. So there's neighboring tiles and surrounding tiles. That's an important distinction. The rest of the stuff I think will be explained as I kind of go on. You can replace cards at the beginning of a battle. Don't worry, this is almost over if anyone's watching. Combat positioning is key. Place unit. Deck building, okay. That's, these are just factions, okay. We've got bandits, who are all those that try to make a living by taking from others. On Soma, this is a lifestyle, often born out of necessity or desperation, but some out there just have a taste for it. The worst of them are those that prey upon the bodies of their fellow men, slavers, cannibals, and worse. Followers aligned with the bandits are generally focused more on strength over life. They also have a penchant for effects such as stealth or direct damage. And there's beasts. Soma is a young and untamed world. It harbors many wild and dangerous creatures. The high amounts of minerals means that many of the beasts that roam the lands of Soma are especially hardy. The beasts generally have extreme stats, a lot of strength with low life or vice versa. They also have a lot of effects that boost one another. Keywords such as poison and charge are also relatively common. They're the Blue Devils, a veteran mercenary company made up of the terminally ill. Infected with a deadly parasite, the lepers have developed a special ritual to delay their painful end. Now with their skin turned blue, they throw themselves into battle for the highest bidder. They're expert mercenaries that have access to the overwhelming and robust keywords, and they're also good at motivating other followers. It's overwhelming and robust. When attacking an enemy unit, all damage beyond the target's health rolls over to the next unit, or the enemy leader if no unit is present. Then if a unit would be killed through damage and can be moved back one tile, it will be moved and healed back up to 1 life point instead. Those guys sound kinda intense. They sound dangerous. Rusters. Once gleaming and polished, these machines are now rusted and erratic. Driven mad by the crash, these machines can be anything from flying drones to humanoid robots to intelligent exoskeletons. Now they roam the land mindlessly and without a discernible purpose. The autonomous machines have the barrier and robust keywords. These make them pretty durable. Ferals, or fallen people, are those that have fled into the wilderness, or maybe they've always been there. They understand the beasts and plants of Soma better than anyone. Living as nomads, they usually stay away from the remains of civilization. The members of the hill tribes often pair well with beasts, through effects that strengthen or summon them, and have followers with the poison or rage keywords. How many more are there? 5 more. Okay, let's just keep reading about them, because I want to know going in. The Five-Finger Union. The Union's headquarters is located in Pit 9, which once used to be a mining colony, has long been since turned into a city-state, convinced of their own superiority. From there, the Union's hand reaches out to the rest of Soma, often with the Fist, their military, at the ready. The Union has a penchant for explosive. These followers often have the blast keyword, and they interact well with armor. Machinists, scavengers and tech priests, the members of the secretive order devote their lives to understanding the machines. If you need something repaired, the machine mongers are the people to go to, and they know which gods to pray to. Their access to good training and technology means the machinists have access to sniper or barrier keyword. They also interact well with rusters. The Raj Guards. The Royal Guard serves the Raj, who rules from the ziggurat. It is their task to defend and further the interests of their God-given ruler. Well trained and supplied with an ample stock of slaves, the Raj Guard excels at shock and awe tactics. The Royal Guardists often allow you to draw more convoy cards, and first strike is not uncommon. Scions of the Dreaming God. This closed-off cult has been growing, with more and more people praying to the Dreamer. They are very protective of their territory and their own. No one who has joined them has ever left. The Scions are very diverse, but have many in their ranks that benefit from damage or death on your own side. And finally, the Shram monks. The Shramis, or Shiramis, are believers in the pantheon of the Trinari, the planter, the tender, and the harvester. Keeping the horrors of the crash foremost in their mind, they strongly advocate against thinking machines and operators, who they blame for the apocalypse. Their hatred for complex technology has taught them how to defend themselves against it. Their followers frequently have the keywords shielded or taunt and healing effects. So it's like if the Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, instead of hoarding technology, hated it, and were just trying to destroy it. Interesting. So the Five-Finger Union is kind of a city-state. Rajagars, there's a ziggurat, there's a cult of Signs of the Dreaming Gods. It's a very post-apocalyptic, fractured sort of landscape that we're dealing with. I don't know if I want to change any of this stuff. So I should have a little progress. Let's continue. Or do I just want to... I think I just want to restart. Yeah. What difficulty do I want to play on? Sometimes it's tough when there are multiple. I'm the kind of gamer who I like, if it's like reasonable, I like to play on the hardest difficulty. But there are some games where like games are just too hard. Some people say the normal mode is actually pretty difficult. Well, some people have really had a hard time with this game. Visit and explore as many nodes as possible. Consider being nice to people as they gift you things. Once you have a few, make sure you look at your deck. Yeah, you can definitely backtrack, so... Yeah, I don't know. Some people say it's really hard, so... Can't decide which... I'm guessing I'm probably not gonna want to play on hard. If you're new to Nowhere Profit or card games, start here. Battles are manageable and resources more plentiful. I mean, I am new. Apparently the bosses are very difficult. Some people say. But that was like some time ago, so... I guess I'll start Unchosen on the easiest, and just kind of go from there. I can always up it later. Just once I get the hang of the game. So I haven't unlocked anybody except the Firebrand, who's a capable commander with a forceful personality. and an innate sense for other people's emotions and thoughts. This allows the firebrand to inspire or intimidate them with a glance. How do I see... Oh, Y. Okay. Start with plus 10 altruist. Reduce cost for luxury items and shops by 10%. Each combat when you play your first leader card, refresh your leader. Heal 1 additional damage on your profit or 1 additional follow-up wound when resting. And just get a random name. Brunta. Sure. Oh, okay, there I can look at him. Okay. Alright, I'll start. This world is broken. Only the strong and ruthless prevail in this land of runes. Hope is for the naive and the weak. Until I heard its call from the night sky. The falling star spoke of power and forgotten knowledge. It told me where it would land. Its voice was weak and fragmented, but it carried the promise of a way out, a path to change, and it gave me a purpose. It took me weeks to cross through Soma's wilderness. Then its impact shook the heavens. Hissing with heat, the sand around it had turned to glass. Then it spoke of the crypt for the last time. I had spoken to machines before, but none had been this powerful, this keen, yet it was dying. In blue light it painted a mandala into the dusty air. With its fractal symbol, it showed me glimpses of ancient knowledge from before the crash. Etched in hard light, it told me how to find and open the crypt, this place of legend. Then the fallen star spoke to me. You help, power, safety, and knowledge. In the crypt, you lead them. As the machine died and its light slowly subsided, I could hear words of prayer and mantras all around me. Others must have seen the trail of fire, heard the stars whisper, and followed it here too. Their eager faces told me they had heard the machine speak to me. The prophet, they chanted. And so my followers had found me, and together we would find the crypt. And so we set out. But I can do something here. Really great atmosphere. I'm just wondering if, when and if I will be able to change the difficulty. The road led past gigantic boulders that were perfectly set up to hide a whole army of foes. We had the caravan already on alert when the inevitable happened, and bandits started to fire at us from their rocky cover. Wow, so I don't know. I don't really know what I want. So will it replace this one? I think it did. Yeah. Okay. What's this? Alright. That one should be okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is fairly difficult even on regular difficulty. Discard target card in your hand and draw a new one from the same deck. Okay. It's like a special ability. Ugh. I'm already getting demolished. Outgunned and outnumbered, our opponents attempted to retreat. That card was key. That did 1 damage to every unit. We will pursue them. Alright, so we gained water and fine fabrics. The dead bodies of our enemies littered the area. Let's see what we run into at the next crossroads. A motley crew of bandits suddenly encircled our convoy, weapons drawn. We've already had some luck today, so we'll let you go for some batteries. What do you say? Or do you prefer to die? Taunted their leader, raising a shiny new energy rifle in our direction. Attack him. Deal 2 damage here. Give this one +1. Oh, this'll 4 damage to all, yeah, just use that. 1 damage to all units and leaders. That'll be good. Alright, I'm starting to get the hang of this. Hot, the air reeked of shabby-looking fellows with gas masks. Chosen. Waited. They were a treacherous trail ahead. They offered their services as guides. I'm going to ignore them. The price seemed too high, and the road appeared perfectly fine despite the strange environment, but we were mistaken. One of the vehicles broke through the crust of the strange yellow soil and fell into a deep sinkhole that collapsed on top of it, taking some of our party down with it. And we lost an initiate and an enforcer. The hot springs were simply serene. Their heavy mineral scent made our hand heavy, but the water was comfortable, warm, and soothing. Multiple sets of animal tracks could be seen along the shore of the springs. We'll track a harmless animal and get some meat. A group of our hunters eventually caught up with the animals responsible for the tracks, a small herd of bani. They were easy prey. So while we're here, we can spend food to heal me or my followers. I'm going to heal my followers, because they were pretty beat up. What does a demolition charge do? It's a card. Deal 2 damage to target tile and 1 damage to its neighbors. I kind of like that, actually. I think I'll buy that. We do have plenty of food right now, so not too worried about that. You have some luxury items that you can share with your convoy. This increases their hope. Select it and share. It also grants a passive effect. What status effect was that? Calm company. At the start of combat, draw a convoy card. Okay. Well, it's really cool. I love just the backgrounds and the art. It's really neat. Prithvinam. This game has given me some good art inspiration already. I love how I can just like totally avoid the battles. Oops. Forget what the symbols all mean. You can probably look at that in the rule book. So the people are recruiting. I think we eventually want to get there, because we will need to recruit. But it's blocked by what is likely a battle, at least if we're going to take the shortest route. So I think I might just want to backtrack Well, let's give it a shot. The yelled warnings of outriders, and suddenly the enemy are upon us. Feral shaman. Healing and slinging curses are the daily business of a shaman, but both are pretty useful on the battlefield. Alright, I like this start. I don't have enough energy yet. Don't have enough for that. Yeah, let's just end. Drew a leader card. Oh good, I can actually finish this guy off. Should probably just be attacking the main dude there, yeah. Yeah, easy. I already feel like I need to up the difficulty. They say the bosses are hard though. I got some survivors. Ooh. Tempest Stinger. Charge, poison, charge, first strike. Oh, those are good. Awesome. Batteries, plant fibers, meat. Home of a skilled teacher, stalker. What's focus? Times 1 damage to target. That's useful. I like it. Can also share this status of share this luxury item. The start of combat, add an advantage obstacle card to your leader hand. Interesting. Nah, I'm okay, I think. I'm okay right now. Oops, I didn't mean to quit. What I meant was to see if I could change the difficulty from the main options menu. Let's try that again. Well, I'll just continue. Maybe it will let me change the difficulty later. So who do we recruit? Thug. All neighbor followers gain +2/0 for this turn. That's pretty good. There's also destroy all of their followers with cost 5 or less. Which also seems situationally pretty good. But it's very situational. I think I like the thug better. Suppose I could get the trapper too, but I think I'll hold off. Yeah, I'll get it. It might come in handy. I know I have an ability to discard as well, so... Another long day on the road. Got some fruits, got some vegetables. A giant blood tree. Some local tribes. They only spoke in a rather ancient dialect, so we couldn't negotiate with them. Then one of our outriders was shoved by a tribesman, and things escalated further. I like it. Just boost him up. And yeah, I don't know. Just shoot him. I can win. Our outriders reported a situation ahead, so we took a larger force to investigate. What we came across looked like a siege on a small farmhouse. Damn those cannibals in there, they ate our friends. We'll split anything we find if you help us take out those demons, spat their leader, a grim redhead with an improvised projectile thrower. Alright, I'll join your fight. Okay, the best way would be that you start an unexpected assault with some of my guys, while the rest go around back. Is this gonna be like a three-way fight? Probably not. It's just me. Oh, looks like we start with some allies. Nice. There we go. One more. The leader gave us batteries. Awesome. The next milestone in our travels, defended by Union Bulwark. Let's do it. Came upon the wreck of a large modified transporter sitting right next to the road. The vehicle looked in good condition, it wasn't gutted yet. Who would leave a treasure like that just sitting next to the road? Brunta mumbled. Investigate. The moment we climbed down from our vehicles, we were fired upon. We dove for cover immediately and received a few scratches along the way. Bandit saboteur? Yeah, not really worried about it. Ouch. A ruined landscape of industrial installations covered our approach to the city. We could see the Union's banner flutter over some of them when we heard a commotion and gunshots. Out between the buildings, a band of Union workers fled, pursued by a group of the Union soldiers. The deserters simply ran into our convoy, hiding among us and using our vehicles for cover. Unfortunately, that did little to stop their pursuers. It's a boss. Union something. Alright, keep it. I can completely wipe out this column. Oh. That heals him? Well, he's at full health right now anyway, so that was a good time to use it. He's got shields. I see. Okay. Very interesting. Oh wow. That is gonna be very interesting. Wow. Yeah, I just want to line up the, use that guy as a distraction. Let's see, draw a convoy card. Do we want to do, yeah, let's draw a card first. Deal one. Oh, yeah. Okay. Hopefully this isn't too bad. What is this? The end of it. Yeah, we gotta kill that thing. Beautiful. Okay, good. We got a sapper. Can just throw them like right here. Oh, I should have used this first. Dang it. Alright. But who can attack this turn? This guy definitely can. Yeah, I think I'll wait till next turn to use this. Alright, good. I'm finally doing some damage. Almost. There we go. Beat the first boss. We had reached the spaceport. Haphazard clusters of containers, their paint long since worn off and replaced with new markings, surrounded the main hangars and the neighboring control towers. Loud cheering and cries from the mini-market bays filled the air. Here we could get anything: food, guns, and slaves. Plus 25, something. Hope, was it? Or food? How do I equip this? I'm gonna dismantle this, I think. Do I heal I think I need to heal myself. Yeah. definitely. Gonna heal my followers too? Yeah, cool. Oh yeah, I can heal as much as I can, I guess. Might as well. I can recruit followers here. I can get a beast. Legion's ogre. Well, that's good if you're just throwing down a bunch of weak stuff. I think I'm just gonna get a bunch of beasts. Is this a beast? No, this is a beast. I just got all the beasts. Hard market. In one of the biggest hangar bays, tech-geared fuel and machinery were being traded in what was called the hard market. We walked through this labyrinth of stalls, marveling at their abundance of products on display. There were also mercenaries offering their services near the weapon selection. Nah, we're okay. The soft market was a sprawling mess of stalls selling everything from seeds to slaves. It was located in one of the giant hangar bays of the spaceport that once had housed the massive orbital shovels which connected the planet's surface with the orbital stations before the crash. Let's look for work. We strolled around the Allies telling the merchants that we were looking for work. An incredibly obese merchant offered us some food in exchange for some hard physical labor if we had enough manpower, which we do not. Our exploration of the spaceport brought us to the containers, a gigantic mess of old colorful shipping containers that was covered with cobwebs of chain bridges, supply and laundry lines. Prayer flags and incense indicated the presence of several hidden shrines and temples. I will pray to the gods. We found a tiny shrine to Bugia, the technopathic saint. Bujaha. The small altar was cared for by an old but hale priestess in crimson robes, as well as her frail-looking husband. We joined them in prayer and lit the sacred flame to bless our paths. +6 believers, +4 hope. Nice. I think that was hope. Yeah. You can also explore the control center. 2 sturdy concrete towers stood apart from the central hangars, overlooking the mess. There were 2 entrances, one for the local fighting pits and the other for the far more exclusive area where the merchants had their dwellings. The latter was surrounded by barricades. The only access was a busy checkpoint, where visitors were thoroughly searched and questioned. We will visit the casino. The pits were brimming with excited visitors. We heard the fierce barks from a multitude of gram dogs that were tearing each other apart. Food stalls offered grilled meat, pickled lizard tongue, and sweetened water. Nearby the bookies were accepting bets on the upcoming fight. I can only bet 10. Our rather randomly selected champion, a fierce-looking female with sharpened teeth, was tearing through her opponents like butter. The fight was over rather quickly and we collected our winnings. Nice. Wow, what's all this? So I guess we can choose... Oh, these are like factions. What does that stand for? Okay, so there's bandits. So there's... No, wait. Bandits is at the end. So we want mean bull-looking guy, or... Do we want the Blue Devils? They sounded kind of difficult. Or do we want the Shiram monks, who hate technology and are good against robots? I think we want them because we don't really have robots. Defended by Rajgard Glory Seeker. This is defended by the Shiram. Ah, Blue Devils or Shiram monks. This is where we came from, which was mostly ferals and swamp, and it was defended by Union Bulwark. So, oh, I see. This goes to the Ziggurat, which is defended by the Raj. Oh, because, yeah, okay, so it's like the main place you're going to is defended by a faction, but then in between there's like... Yeah, okay, I get it. I get it. So either through the mountains or the desert. We'll go through the desert and chance things with the Shiram monks, and then later the Raj. Recruit followers. Revolutionary seems good. I'm good at that. Don't think we want to buy anything. Can't really. We're gonna have to get heals at some point. I forget what those things mean. Teacher and what is the box? Market. Alright, we don't really care about that. I think we just go the long road here. Cloud in the distance indicated a larger convoy moving in our direction. First we saw the vanguard, a group of heavily armed blue-skinned leper mercs, and the main caravan, a large assembly of wagons, some of them carrying wares, other slaves in cages. We were greeted by their leader, a decadent merchant dressed in expensive garments. He rode on sparkling white Jehovah mount to which 3 naked slaves were chained. We'll just move on. The path ahead was blocked by a barricade made from wagons. We were confronted by a grim-looking Shiram missionary and her escort of masked holy warriors. Are you pure of heart? If you are, then you must tell us. We have heard rumors of a dreaded technopath in this region. We have seen no such techno-demon. We managed to convince the missionary that we were pious people. She glanced suspiciously at our caravan, mumbled a blessing, and let us pass. Our outriders spotted smoke in the distance. We arrived at the scene of carnage. A group of traders and their wagons had been attacked by hill tribe raiders, but managed to fend them off, albeit with heavy losses, and they were in the middle of constructing a large pyre for at least a dozen bodies. We will help them. We stopped for a while and helped them. Much of their food supplies had been destroyed with one of their wagons, so we gave them some of ours. In return, they traded us a decent piece of gear that had no owner anymore. A grappling hook that can be dismantled to pull target unit or obstacle. As a card. Still don't really understand how to use equipment. A motley crew of bandits encircle our convoy, weapons drawn. We'll fight them. So you can edit the convoy deck. What, you can like pull... Oh my god, I'm not even like using my good stuff. Am I? Yeah, that's crazy. Nice. And I can edit my leader deck as well. Or can I not? Here, I can equip something. There we go. Yeah, we'll equip a shield. There we go. There we go. Oh, that was fun. Yeah. Yeah, let's use this. You get back here. You go there. Nice. Who's Celerity? Crossing the road we spotted a tracks of herd of saltabirds. These large flightless herbivores are excellent hunting game. Let Celerity lead the hunt. After a few hours our hunting party returns some meat and other spoils. We're almost to a camp. As the convoy took a break to clear a road ahead of us, Marna quietly came to me. I know this is unusual, but I was wondering if we could spare some extra rations tonight. Today is Grimm's birthday, so I think we should have a small celebration. We can spare plenty. As we finished setting up camp, Marna and I pooled plenty of rations and called the whole camp in to celebrate the occasion. Grimm almost cried at the sight of all that bounty, and everyone feasted heartily as the joyous mood spread throughout the camp and persisted for days. 7 hope is gained. Let's continue. A small ramshackle colony of sick beggars was clustered around the pools. The colony's inhabitants appeared ragged, yet they looked curiously from their small huts. Have Marna heal the sick. Thanks to his experience and skills, he was able to ease their suffering, maybe even healing some of those whose cause felt lost. After experiencing our generosity firsthand and learning about our goal, Minnie asked to join us on our journey. +4 hope and +3 altruists. Yeah, they can join us, sure. Guess we can sell machine parts. Good rewards, but well defended. Let's see. A burst of gunfire interrupted our peaceful journey. Bullets blazed past our heads, so we grabbed whatever was at hand to kill the enemy, rushing at them to return the favor. Do we want to add anybody? Take out anybody? I think we want to take something out. Like, we don't need 2 scouts. Wander is pointless. Battlefield healer's alright. But yeah, all the beasts and stuff, that's where it's at. What does charge do again? Oh yeah, attack it. That's good. Attacking immediately. We definitely have the upper end. I think we actually do want those 2 scouts in there because we don't really have turn 2. Well, yeah, we'll take them out. You have to spend a focus point. You have to spend a focus point to remove. Interesting. I don't think I want to do that yet. Union agent. Secretive and shady, the agents of the Union are everywhere, controlling the battlefield and using it against you. Okay. I like it. Oh, I forgot to attack though. That was dumb. Let's do it right with this one. Yes, I use first strike. And this is like my favorite card. Just destroys everything. So awesome. Oops. I think I just killed my own guy. No, I didn't. Okay. An attacker was struck in the head and fell stone dead into the dirt. This finally broke the morale of the rest, who put down their weapons. Please don't kill us, take whatever you want, but spare our lives, they cried. Accept the surrender. The remaining enemies ditched their weapons and dropped to their knees. Let them leave. Our enemies have faltered before our power. I can also heal, or no, that's food. I'm gonna go back and heal. And then go get food. I found myself at a rocky outcropping overlooking the ranges, bathed in the light of the two moons. Somewhere behind me I could hear the noise of wagons cooling and the sound of canvas and tarp being taken out as the convoy set up their tents for the night. My eye was drawn to one of the moving stars twinkling above us. At that exact moment I could again feel the image of the machine stirring in my mind, threatening to flower into life. Open up to the images. Again the stream of images burst forth, but this time I was better prepared. The vision showed me a machine star, not unlike the one that called me, intact and floating in the blackness of night, its lights blinking. It moved across the sky and I could see there were more, some damaged, some broken, but all surrounding Soma like pearls on a string. And then the image was gone, but I could still barely sense an afterglow. Somewhere out there was a faint signal, a repeating cry like the star that had called to me. Now it called not from the sky but from the ranges, not too far from here. We might be able to reach it. Well, let's go then. Over the last few hours, the familiar frequency at the edge of my consciousness had changed from a scratch at the back of my neck to a faint whisper. If I hadn't heard its voice, we might have moved right past it. Sand, dirt, and plants had covered it and kept its spherical shape well hidden. It had crashed through the canopy of the forest a long time ago. The remains of the path it had cut were still visible, a streak of younger trees slowly rising, flanked by older giants. But now it was dark, and just the faintest of whispers remained. If we wanted to learn more, we had to bring some life back into it. Let's learn from the machine. Plus 6 scholars. I found an access panel hidden under the layers of dirt and moss. Carefully opening up the machine, I exposed its circuits and was able to feed it some of our batteries, breathing life into a few of its systems. Just enough to close my eyes and speak to it directly. I listened to its archives and found the command that made it leave orbit and crash here. The culprit, an ancient high-level command, almost like a distress call sent hundreds of years ago, and an order just like that one had gone out to all the other satellites, making for a series of pre-planned descents at regular time intervals, evenly spread across the face of Soma. The result was a choreographed dance across the centuries. This can't be. We were not the first pilgrims. Then we will scavenge the machine. There was nothing more to gain from this machine. It may have come from the skies, but now it was on Soma, and Here you had to take what you could to survive. There was some protest at dismantling a holy relic, but we eventually got help in taking what we could from the stranded star, and moved on. +2 scholars, -4 believers. Huh. The next milestone, the Royal Keep, defended by Rajgard Glory Seeker. Might as well go for it because everything's low. A band of warriors led by one of the Raj's Glory Seekers had lain in wait for us along the road. Their leader, a high-ranking slave proudly showing some of the military medals on his tattered robes, spoke up. The Raj demands slaves from his Glory Seekers, and unfortunately for you, we haven't fulfilled our quota yet. Let's do it. Yeah, good. Nice. Ouch. Beautiful. We can send our thug in for the kill. The ziggurat stretched toward the skies before us. This was the home of the infamous Raj. From this giant concrete block, the God King ruled his lands. The monolithic building was covered in a myriad of window slits, and bright red banners fluttered from the top, untouched by time. Around the ziggurat, a sprawling city had formed, a mess of huts and stalls where traders plied their wares. heal up. And I think that's a good place to stop for today as we reach the ziggurat. I'd kind of like to explore though a little bit. Our convoy set up camp just at the edge of the settlement in front of the ziggurat. It was a diverse mix of tents, stalls, wooden barracks, and even some houses built from hardened clay and scavenged materials. There was ample space around the entrances to the ziggurat where guards kept a watchful eye and slaves were sold to the highest bidder. Let's visit the gate. The main gate was a large metal structure, part of the entrance to the cell blocks. This was also where the slaves were bought and sold on wooden platforms. Tax collectors made their rounds to make sure the Raj received his share of the profits. Is it Ra? Is that how you pronounce that? I think it's Ra. Wow, you can actually sell your followers? Jesus. Let's just watch the people. The slave galleys were a grim display of human suffering. We saw a group of raiders purchasing a terrified-looking group of young women. We'll have Jamba track the slavers, or should we buy them ourselves? Well, it's unlikely we can track them right now, so maybe it's best we take them under our wing. Overwhelmed by the cruelness we had witnessed, we had to do something. Putting forward a high price, we outbid the competition and purchased the slaves. Purchased in quotations. After we had let them away from the galleries, we freed them. The now former slaves shed tears of joy and begged us to accept them in the convoy. Ooh, good, good, good. We got a shock trooper, phalanx, and a company agent. And we can explore the cells. To our surprise, entrance to the ziggurat was allowed, though we had to leave all our weapons at the door. We were told that the entire complex used to be a prison before the fall. Here in the former cell blocks, the more influential citizens had made their homes, all in sight of the main control center that was now called the palace. We'll explore. We took a stroll through the area. The living quarters were quite small and were mostly created by joining together several former cells. Compared to the mess of the world outside, it seemed safe. Slaves made sure that it was kept tidy to please their lords, the heavily armed military of the Ra. I think it's Ra. I'm going to start saying that. The ziggurat was open for travelers, but we had to lay down our weapons. We told the guards that we were operators, and an official invited us to enter the palace. Center of the former prison with sumptuous views of the rest of the ziggurat. It was lavishly decorated with golden silks and carpets, as well as a small army of slaves ever busy to keep it tidy. We were brought to a hall and instructed to wait, as someone of the royal family lineage would receive us soon. An older man dressed in an expensive black silk greeted us and brought us to the conference chamber with a giant wooden table. A crystal statue of the Ra stood on the table itself. The man, a distant cousin of His Holiness, told us of the ziggurat's greatness. Then we were asked rather directly if we were willing to conduct a mission for His Holiness, or if we could spare a strong warrior for the Ra's forces instead. I'll ask about the job. This is a delicate matter, my friends, the royal cousin confided. We would need you to deliver some weapons. The local political climate needs change. The tension in the room swiftly ramped up as we realized that we had walked right into a cabal aimed at overthrowing the Ra. A helpful slave girl guided us back to the Zera's entrance. Then we were shown a supply container at the edge of the market. The girl told us to distribute the weapons that evening in the market's slave quarters, an area that had seen quite a lot of tension in recent days due to food shortages and the guards' malice. I will arm the slaves. After sunset, we met yet another contact near the slave quarters, an elderly veteran servant. He showed us the way to a small gate in the fence nearby. We were instructed to carry the weapons to a barracks. If a guard were to discover us, we would show no mercy. We'll let Reiwa sneak ahead. We arrived at one of the larger barracks in the center, exploring an alternate delivery route at the back of the building. We found some loosely attached planks that could be shifted to one side, and eager slave hands peeked out of the opening to accept the delivery. And then I'll assume we will quickly make our way out of here as if nothing happened. Signal relay. Sniper. That might be useful, actually. Ooh. I like that one. Gotta look for the rare cards, that's right. Black out the first unit or obstacle in the... That's good too. Legendary. Return all damaged units to their leader's hand, reduce the... Oh, that's awesome. That's also a legendary one. That's a really good one too. Wonder if I can sell something to get that one. Yeah, we can sell some fine fabrics to get another legendary follower. But that's only if you have a lot of armor, so actually it doesn't really play to my strengths. Yeah. Leave camp. How do I manage? There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so I'm at max deck size. And it's quite, I'd say quite top heavy. I like these deal 1 damage to all units, but I don't know if they're fitting with kind of the way this is going. The shock troopers would be good with snipers, which I do have some now. I kind of like just the offensive charge and then wiping out their people strategy. I don't know, I can strategize next time though. I'm gonna quit and call it a day. Fun game though.